I'm not saying Teofimo Lopez is going to beat Shakur Stevenson. I'm not saying that, all right? The reason why I'm interested on how Teofimo Lopez can beat Shakur Stevenson, because I pretty much feel we know how Shakur Stevenson beats Teofimo Lopez. Hell, Shakur said it himself to the great Roy Jones.
We all know he had problems with people that move around the ring. He wanted to stand in front of them, and he could pick them apart when you stand right there in front of him. But I plan on doing, I'm not going to say the game plan, but I plan on doing a little bit of both.
Keyshawn Davis quietly drops a bombshell prediction, hinting his close friend Sean's future.
Teo can fight.
I'm telling you that. Teo can fight. If you said he couldn't, you'd be lying. Right. That's a real assessment, though. I think Shakur still wins, but it's been closer than what people think. Teo is nice. A lot, man, no doubt.
Davis paints a picture where Stevenson comes out sharp, controlling early moments, quietly stealing the opening rounds with trademark technique, calm defense, and that familiar wizardry. But the Norfolk native feels that as the fight stretches on, Lopez starts leaning in, taking space, asserting dominance, and slowly forcing his superior physicality onto the Newarcorn champion. Davis says this momentum swing reshapes everything once they drift into championship rounds. That view matters, coming from Davis, who knows Stevenson deeply and has lived elite competition at the highest level of the sport during his own long, demanding career inside.
How do you see Teo against Shakur playing out? Because you want me to tell you the truth, this fight could have been the winner's bracket fight. In other words, they're jumping to it, but at the end of the era, it may have been Teo and Shakur, especially if you would never fight Shakur, right? How do you see this fight playing out?
I see it playing out, let's say, I see it starting off slow.
Okay.
And then I see as Shakur wins the first round, as Shakur wins the second round, slowly, I think Teo is going to eventually start picking it up and start imposing his will.
Right.
And then, it's just going to go from there. That's how I think it's going.
The compelling part of Davis's commentary lives in what he doesn't say just as much as what he clearly states, especially when he hints that Lopez will slowly seize control as the fight drags on. Davis seems to suggest that his friend may not have the physical tools required to hold that early edge against a naturally larger and stronger opponent. He wraps up his breakdown by giving Lopez his respect, delivering a simple yet powerful line about the Brooklyn fighter's ability inside the ring, hinting that Stevenson is walking into a real test unlike anything he has faced so far in his professional career.
I think that would be the most common answer is Shakur outpoints him in a very competitive fight. What then? What then for you and Teo? For the businessman, huh?
All right, cool. Since you worded it like that, I don't, because I won't go say that shit. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what the future holds. I just know what I want to do, and I want to go to 147 and become a champion. Because I just feel like them guys just can't beat me from 140 to 147. And I just feel like, I'm a surprise the boxing world. I'm small. I just moved to 140, and I'm gonna be fighting guys naturally bigger than me, and I'm gonna be stopping them. I mean, knocking them out.
I remember.
And that's gonna be very entertaining.
This mega fight between Lopez and Stevenson stands as one of the biggest homegrown showdowns American boxing has delivered in recent memory. Lopez currently carries the WBO Super Lightweight Championship and will put that belt on the line against Stevenson, who arrives as the WBC lightweight title holder stepping up into a new weight class. The fight is set for the final night of January at Madison Square Garden in New York City, a legendary stage perfectly suited for what feels destined to become a gripping chess match between two of the sport's most polished and dangerous craftsmen.
We're going to be honest, bro. When he get in them big moments, in them big fights, the best version of him show up. Every time.
The big fights hit. Lomachenko, I would agree with
But
that.
if he fighting against fighters that he already thinking like, okay, I could beat them, he probably not gonna train the same. But with me, he know. He gotta come in.
You gotta know that.
At 1,000%.
Yeah, you gotta know that.
So I'll look forward to seeing the best version of him.
Stevenson enters this moment carrying an unblemished professional record and already owns world titles across 3 different weight divisions in his extraordinary journey. Beginning at featherweight, he climbed through super featherweight and now rules at lightweight, showing again and again that he can solve the problems each new division presents. Now comes what may be his most intimidating test yet as he steps into the super lightweight division to face a champion widely viewed as the division's defining force. If Stevenson finds a way to win, he wouldn't just claim another belt. He would carve his name into boxing history as only the 25th fighter ever to become a world champion in 4 separate weight classes.
What about, too, they just had their press conference in New York, the Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson fight.
The things that Teofimo is coming out with, I don't think Shakur knows even what to say or reply to it. I wouldn't even want to repeat the stuff that he's saying, but he's making some really, really fruity comments. But I suppose that's one way to get in your opponent's head. But I think that's a great fight. I think, forget all the sort of trash talk and the build-up. It's a fight between 2 genuine elite world-level fighters. We've seen how good Teofimo is. We know how good Shakur is and how dominant and, just how in control he's been of pretty much every moment of his career so far. And I think Teofimo is good enough at boxing and moving and fighting to maybe cause him some problems. But for me, Shakur is as close to a perfect boxer as you can probably get on his day. He makes so few mistakes. He judges the range tremendously well. He's constantly looking for little ways in to score as well as staying safe so they don't have a chance to really, win the rounds back. I would favor slightly Shakur.
Lopez is no stranger to chasing greatness across weight classes, having once unified the lightweight division before stepping up to super lightweight, where he has held the WBO belt for nearly 2 years. His resume is packed with elite wins, highlighted by a brilliant showing against Josh Taylor to claim the title and a shocking upset of Vasily Lomachenko back when he was still campaigning at lightweight. Moments like those have locked in his status as one of the division's most dangerous forces. Still, his journey hasn't been perfectly smooth, as his performances have, at times, dipped against opponents who arrived with far less acclaim.
Teofimo Lopez, we've seen him at his best, but he typically brings out his best characteristics when he's back into the wall and he's counted out. And he's going to be counted out in this fight. By and large, people are going to side with Shakur in this fight to win the fight because he's the more...
The boxing world has been alive with noise, opinions, and sharp predictions about this matchup coming from every corner of the sport. Floyd Mayweather recently added his voice during an appearance on Cigar Talk, sharing his belief that Stevenson should be viewed as the bigger name in this pairing. The retired legend spoke with conviction, making it clear he felt strongly about that stance, even as Stevenson himself appeared willing to accept his role as what many see as the B-side when it comes to promotion, spotlight, and the financial structure surrounding the fight.
Just saying he don't think that I should be the B-side of this shit. Of this upcoming fight. And he think I should be the A-side. And he really felt strongly about it, but no, it is what it is, bro. I appreciate Floyd. That's my guy. I wouldn't even never say nothing bad about Floyd.
Yeah.
Roy Jones Jr. stepped in with his own tactical vision of how this fight could play out, warning that Lopez will have to live dangerously if he truly wants to hand Stevenson the first loss of his professional career. The former 4-division champion explained that Lopez cannot afford to play it safe or try to outbox Stevenson from the outside. In Jones's view, Stevenson's smooth fundamentals, lightning hand speed, and sharp defensive instincts make him incredibly hard to catch clean. Lopez, he believes, only finds success if he's willing to take risks, absorb shots, and fire back with his own power. In the end, the legend insists it all comes down to which fighter is willing to want the win just a little more than the other.
Stylistically, man, how does Shakur beat Teo and vice versa? Stylistically, how does Teo beat Shakur?
Stylistically, Teo got to go in and go for broke. He got to go gamble. He got to take some, get some, and that's his only way to win. If he stays outside of boxes, Shakur gonna pick him apart. Shakur's a polished boxer with some of the best feet in the game right now, and he's a defensive-minded fighter, which is very smart. It's hard to hit him. He makes you gamble to hit him, and he's going to be a tough one to deal with. But if Teofimo is willing to gamble to beat him, then Teofimo can definitely make it a really good fight.
Popular streamer Aiden Russ stepped into the prediction circus too, putting a hefty $10,000 wager on Lopez to come out on top. That bet was quickly taken by Terence Crawford, who showed zero hesitation backing Stevenson to put on a boxing clinic and hinted that Lopez would be badly outmatched when it mattered. Crawford didn't sugarcoat his view either, using blunt and colorful language to underline how strongly he believes Stevenson is a complete stylistic nightmare for the Brooklyn fighter once the bell rings.
Bet 10K on it.
Bad.
Great, fuck.
Bad.
Will, who you think's gonna win?
Who is this?
Teo and Shakur. They're fighting next month at Barclays. I'm be there. You'll be there?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I get to see your live reaction when I take your money.
Little bro walking away with that. You gonna see.
Nah, Shakur is not to be fucked with, but Tio's good.
Tio's good for what he do, but he's been washed.
Nah, come on.
He's getting washed.
Gabe Sanchez shared his take on the matchup, addressing worries that the fight could slip into a slow, uneventful rhythm. He acknowledged that some fans fear the bout might lack excitement given both fighter skills and recent showings, yet he remained hopeful that Lopez would ignite the action by stepping up as the aggressor. The seasoned coach stressed that Lopez must push forward, take control, and drive the pace, because if both men hang back and wait, the result could be a dull affair that leaves the audience wanting more.
Shakur's a great talent, and Teofimo looked great in his last fight. Of course, he didn't have Shakur in front of him, but I think that for Shakur, he has to keep the fight at his distance. If he does that, I think it's a win for him. Teofimo, he's more, he wants to draw you in, he wants to counterpunch. He's gonna have to be a different guy this time. He's gonna have to attack. He's gonna have to be leading the fight, or else it's gonna be a boring fight. I don't think it'll be a boring fight, but if he sits back and waits for Shakur's gonna wait for him, then it's not gonna be exciting. But I think Teofimo will attack. I think Teofimo has to attack. I think Teofimo has to do what Zepeda did, except for Teofimo's a lot more talented than Zepeda.
Interestingly, Sanchez threw out the prediction that the fight would end in a draw, an unusual call that hints at a razor-close battle where both fighters will savor moments of triumph. He also pointed out that Lopez could take a page from William Zepeda's playbook, recalling how the relentless Mexican pressure fighter forced Stevenson to deliver perhaps the finest showing of his professional career back in July. Sanchez believes that if Lopez matches that same kind of aggression, it could very well tip the scales in his favor.
So I think that I honestly, I see a draw. I don't know why I see a draw, but I just see them both having great rounds and giving us the kind of fight that I think the public is looking.
Lamont Roach Jr., fresh off his super lightweight debut that ended in a controversial draw with Isaac Cruz, shared his prediction on the Ring Champs podcast. The former super featherweight champion threw his support behind Stevenson, insisting the three-division title holder's superior boxing smarts would prove too much for Lopez to handle. Roach dismissed ideas that Lopez matches Stevenson's ring IQ, pointing to his near loss against Sander Martin as proof of vulnerability against skilled boxers. He also brought up the stunning upset defeat to George Kambosos Jr., highlighting how occasional mental lapses have cost Lopez at pivotal moments in his career.
He a little cuckoo too, like he has like a little mental lapses every once in a while.
So who do you think wins that fight between him and Teofimo Lopez if they fight?
I think Shakur wins. And I don't think it's going to be like a super tough fight either. His IQ will frustrate him.
Don't you think Tio has also good ring IQ and also is slick, fast?
I think explosive? So, but when you look at Tio's performances against guys that are just pure boxers, it's just like he almost lost to Sandor Martin. Some people thought he lost to Sandor Martin.
He did beat Loma, who's arguably at the time considered one of the best in the world.
He did, and that was a hell of a performance too. A hell of a performance too. So yeah, I mean, I think he's hit or miss. You got to think he got stuff. He a little cuckoo too. Like he has like a little mental lapses every once in a while. Look at the Kambosos fight. Like that's a fight that people would never expect Kambosos to win. And he won a grueling match against him as well. So I don't know. I don't think he can get it done against Shakur when it comes to like because it's going to be just a skill match. I don't think he's going to try to rough Shakur up, and it's probably not going to work.
Tim Bradley shared his take on the fight through his YouTube channel, recognizing Lopez's natural advantages in athleticism and explosiveness, yet ultimately backing Stevenson to get the job done. The former two-division champion lauded Stevenson's knack for executing a plan and shutting down an opponent's best weapons with smart positioning and tight defense. Bradley painted Stevenson as the kind of fighter who frustrates opponents, constantly neutralizing attacks while controlling the rhythm of the bout. He was curious to see how Lopez would respond to someone capable of thinking faster inside the ring, ultimately concluding that Stevenson's strategic edge would decide the outcome.
Tio, more so, I would say he's fast. You know, explosive and got that punching power, you know, to hurt you. You know, he can sting you. Whereas Shakur is more so like, I would say quick thinker. Very decisive fighter, you know what I mean? With his movements, decisive with, you know, all his movements. Everything he does inside the ring, there's always like a purpose to it. You know, he's always in the right position, you know, to avoid a shot or to land a punch as well, you know. And one of the things that I think is going to be a key thing in the fight, you know, if they were to fight, is how laser focused Shakur is, man. Shakur is one of those guys that can stay focused all night.
Hall of Famer James Toney offered one of the most striking predictions, claiming Lopez would stop Stevenson late in the fight, leaning on his clear size advantage. Speaking with Mill City Boxing, Toney recognized the remarkable skills both fighters bring, but insisted that Lopez's physical edge would eventually make the difference. The legendary former champion tempered his forecast slightly, admitting that if Stevenson chooses to dance and box from range for all 12 rounds, the bout could turn into a dull affair. Still, Toney clearly envisions the more dramatic ending, Lopez's power deciding the fight in the championship rounds.
Another great fight. I hope it lives up to expectation. And Teal's too big for him.
Teal's too big?
Yeah, too big. But hey, great fight. Both fighters have extraordinary skills, and they're ready to fight. They can fight.
Who you think got the faster mind, the faster hands, who's gonna be able to make the faster adjustment early?
I think it's Shakur. He's a little jitterbug. He can get in, he can get out. But, you know, with his punching power and his ability to shoulder punch, we'll see. Because he's gonna get hit.
You know, in this fight, people say that, you know, Shakur Stevenson has a lot to lose in this fight. And, you know...
He does. He did. Right now, he's one of the best pound fighters in the world. And he's doing a lot taller. You got to be able to back it up. You got to.
The stakes for Stevenson if he walks away victorious are immense. Beyond the historic feat of becoming a 4-division world champion, he would open the door to high-profile unification bouts against fellow American title holders Richardson Hitchens with the IBF belt and Gary Antoine Russell, the reigning WBA champion. These potential clashes could cement Stevenson's legacy as the undisputed ruler of the super lightweight division, while also quieting any critics who've questioned whether he's truly faced the very best on his climb through the ranks.